During the Cold War, the Soviet Union forged an armored force unlike any before it. Massive, mobile, designed to fight and win a conventional war in Europe. This video will peel back the Iron Curtain to uncover what made the 1970s Soviet armored divisions such a fearsome machine of war. Typical Soviet tank division in the 1970s fielded 10,000 personnel and stretched and was structured for fast, decisive offensives. These divisions were counterpiece of Soviet deep battle doctrine, meant to penetrate NATO defenses, exploit gaps, and roll deep into enemy rear. Core elements included 3 tank regiments, each with 100 tanks, 1 motor rifle regiment, mechanized infantry in BMPs and BTRs, artillery regiment, self-propelled howitzers, and rocket artillery, anti-aircraft systems, and reconnaissance battalion with BRDMs and light tanks. Also, engineer, signal, medical, and logistics units were included. Tank divisions were not isolated, they were coordinated with the army level aviation, missiles, heavy artillery assets. The Red Army fielded more than 50 armored and motor rifle divisions in key theaters, with some constantly rotating through extensive war games like Zapad and Druzhbna. The armored punch came from 3 primary tanks. T-62 that entered service in 1961 featured a 115mm smoothbore gun. This tank replaced the T-55 and was widely used in the early 1970s. The T-64 introduced in 1967 a game changer, composite armor 125mm gun. An autoloader system made it formidable though complex and expensive. T-72 produced from 1973, cheaper than the T-64 but nearly as powerful. It used the same gun and autoloader optimized for mass production. These tanks emphasized low profile, ease of production, and integration with infantry and artillery support. By 1979, the T-72 was being exported and forming the core of the new Soviet and Warsaw Pact divisions. Mechanized infantry ensured that Soviet armor wasn't vulnerable in urban and forested areas. Revolutionary IFV, infantry fighting vehicle, BMP-1 with a 37mm gun, 73mm gun, and anti-tank missile, the AT-3 Sagar ATGM, and amphibious capability. It let infantry fight under armor. BTR-60 PB, BTR-70 wheeled APCs used for motor rifle regiment, amphibious with heavy machine guns, room for 8 soldiers. BRDM-2, a recon car with good speed, 14.5mm gun, and MBC protection. Soviet infantry carried AKMs, modernized AK-47s, RPG, 7 rocket launchers, PKM machine guns, SVD, Dragunov marksman rifles, R-107 and R-123M radios. They trained to fight from vehicles. dig in quickly and work in MBC conditions. Soviet infantry didn't just follow tanks, they exploited the gaps and held ground against counterattacks. Soviet artillery was mobile as it tanks. 2S1 Gvozdika entered service in 1972, a 122mm self-propelled howitzer with amphibious capabilities. 2S3 Akatsiya entered service in 1971, 152mm gun howitzer offering longer range, high power support. BM-21 Grad, a 40-tube 122mm rocket launcher with devastating effect. Every tank division had artillery regiment with hundreds of rounds per gun on hand. Divisions could suppress enemy positions minutes before launching an armored assault. To protect armored divisions from air attack, divisions used ZSU-23-4 Shuka, deployed from 1965 onwards, a radar-guided autocannon with exceptional fire rate. SA-6 Gainful, I butchered that, definitely, I won't try again, or 2K-12 Cub. Surface from 1967 onwards, a mobile SAM system with 24 kilometers range. Recon battalions used the PT-76 amphibious light tank and BRDM-2S. BRDM-2 for surveillance, contact and forward guidance. The goal was to ensure divisions could move without needing constant air cover. Mobility required support. Gas 6x6, 2-ton 4x4 truck used for radios, medics and cargo. ZIL 131 6x6 truck. Multi-purpose Ural 375D, Ural 4320 carried fuel, supplies and even BM-21 Grad launchers. Kraz 255B, extremely heavy transport often seen in engineering units. BTS-4V, based on T-54 used for tank recovery. IMR-2 combat engineering vehicle entered service in 1974. These vehicles allowed for river crossings, quick repairs and field resupply, all key to Soviet operational tempo. Though not organic to divisions, helicopters came from the army level aviation. Mi-2 light reconnaissance and medevac, Mi-8 workhorse of the Soviet forces used for troop drops, medical evacuations and combat posts. Air mobility was limited compared to NATO, but still Soviets emphasized battle flexibility. Many armored divisions were stationed close to NATO borders. Group of Soviet forces in Germany, GSFG, 20 plus divisions at its peak. Central Group of Forces, Czechoslovakia. Southern Group of Forces, Hungary. Notable units included Fort Guards Kantemirovskaya, elite division near Moscow. 10 Guards tank divisions based in GDR, 2nd Guards Taman Division served in both parade and combat roles, and 19th Guards Tank Division key in Central Europe. Soviet warplanes expected to strike with mass armored exploiting gaps within 27 hours. Not 27, 72 hours of conflict starting. Life in Soviet tank divisions demanded resilience, training in mud, snow, under NBC scenarios, long drills without rest or food, discipline through repetition and hierarchy. Despite harsh conditions, Soviet soldiers displayed discipline and loyalty to the mission, like Soviet archaeologists burying the Arctic in the same decade. They operated with focus, determination, and minimal resources. Today, relics of this legacy rest in places like Kubinka, silent still witnesses to the Cold War that never turned hot. But the men, the machines of these divisions tell a story of readiness, doctrine, and brute strength of Soviet planning. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Cold War military history and let us know which vehicle would you want to drive. Thank you for watching. Sorry for me butchering some names, and goodbye.